The bridge, home exercise routine, part 6. Yesterday, here on the training porch, we talked about wall walking, and I ended discussing a little bit about walking down the wall into a bridge position. Afterward, realized that not everybody might be ready for that movement. And so today I wanted to spend a few moments going over bridge work from the ground. Where's the very basic bridge, and then start to elevate it up from there. Sound good? Okay, so we're going to back up a little bit. So lay on your back, bring your heels toward the butt, everything else nice and flat. So hips, spine, shoulders, neck, head, all flat on the floor. Feet flat on the floor as well. Heels a few of your fist distance away from your butt. So we are going to begin in this neutral lying position and perform what's commonly known as a hip bridge, and that is start to squeeze the butt muscles and lift the hips toward the sky. Now, if you've achieved this position correctly, you should be able to trace a straight line from the front of your knee down through your thigh bone, your femur, through your hips, down through the rib cage, and to the shoulders where they meet the floor, where the shoulders meet the floor. And then relax back down to the floor. This is level 1, your most common hip bridge. It's a great place to start for many of us. It's also a great place to revisit even if you're advanced. So, again, we're going to inhale, squeeze the glutes, push the feet into the ground as if you're trying to push the ground away from you. And what you can do is, while your hips are in the air, just take either the backs of your hands or the fingertips and just poke the glute muscles. Those are the muscles that actually form the shape of the butt. They should be contracted. Now, if you run your hands down to the backs of your legs, the back of the thigh, the hamstring muscles should be nice and loose. This is with your feet flat on the floor. The hamstring muscles should be loose. There are other versions that we can do that involve the hamstring muscles as well, but right now we want to focus on contracting the glute muscles in order to lift the hips. 2 reasons we're doing it. 1, there are a high number of folks whose glute muscles don't work all that well. Another reason we're doing it is because by learning how to contract the glute muscles and fire those muscles in the back of the body, there's a science concept called, or a physiological concept called, reciprocal inhibition. So that says, at least on the surface, that when you contract muscles on one side of the body, the muscles opposite of them start to relax. And with so many people that have neurologically tight hip flexors, we'll call it, this movement of contracting the glutes helps to let the hip flexors relax. tells the neurological connections in the body to relax the hip flexors because the glutes got this. And down. Holding the position for time, as you and I just did as we were talking, is an excellent way to start elevating this movement. Instead of you just sitting here going, okay, contract the glutes, hip raise and down, hip raise and down. There's merit in doing lots of reps. There's also great merit in holding the position for a long period of time, doing your deep breathing, full body breathing, mind-led breathing, and keeping the position. Now, let's move this one step further. We're going to lift one of the support legs off the floor. Now the game totally changes. By lifting up one of the support legs, you instantly add a rotational aspect to what you're doing. So whereas with both feet flat on the floor, everything is relatively equalized side to side. The muscles that are contracting and moving the hips, the pelvis up, are basically balanced. And you're only moving in one direction, from the floor to the sky. We're going to practice removing one of the support legs, which now means just one hip, one side of the body, the glutes, are now going to be in charge of controlling the hip to sky movement, as well as the rotational aspect of where the one hip was going to, the hip on the side, we're going to remove the support leg, that hip is going to want to fall. And it's the job of your other hips that are going to keep it in place. Yes, it is a bit more of a challenge. So if you don't get it the first time, you're in good company. Just keep working on it. All of this does eventually lead to that big gymnastic bridge that we were discussed in the end of yesterday's video, where your arms are straight, your chest or rib cage can touch the wall behind you, or you can bend the arms and touch your nose to the floor. And like I said, I've only achieved that fully once, and it was after about 15 minutes of work, specific work trying to get there, with the help of a very knowledgeable coach. So, let's lie back on the floor again, both feet flat. For right now, go ahead and do the same movement, elevating the hips up, both feet flat on the floor. And now, before we remove a support, I want you to walk your feet close to each other. Okay? So this is going to make it much easier. Let me turn this way so you can see. If we're doing our bridge normally in this position, where the feet are approximately hip width apart, I want you to walk your feet in, so they're now more to the center line of your body. And from here, let's lift the right leg. Right leg back down, lift the left leg. Very nice. Let's try it one more time. So, from the neutral lying position, Both feet are flat on the floor. Hips, spine, shoulder blades, neck, head, all flat. If your neck doesn't go flat to the floor, it's totally fine. There should be a little bit of an arch in the back of your neck. So when I say neck flat on the floor, I didn't mean neck specifically to try to flatten the back of your neck to the floor. So walk the feet from hip width in towards the center line of the body. Hips up. Now at this point, still test your glutes, make sure they're nice and contracted. Hamstrings still should be fairly loose, if not completely loose. I'm going to lift the right leg. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive the earth away from me with my left foot and lift the right leg. Now I'm going to bring the right leg back down, drive the earth away with the right foot, lift left leg. And down. Okay. I do not want to monopolize your time for the day, so I'm going to end this lesson on this note. Play with this movement. Practice your fundamental bridge, the basic hip bridge. Play with that. And then bring the feet close together and work on that single leg bridge as well. One of the great benefits of bridging, whether it's this fundamental level bridging or you're doing the higher level gymnastic bridges, it helps to strengthen really the whole body, but it targets all the muscles in the back side of the body really, really nicely. And especially as you start to get that arch of the more gymnastic or wrestler style bridge, it helps to open up all the joints and all the tissue on the front side of the body. And since a great majority of our population spends their time like this, the front side of the body is closed down for many of us. So this movement, this series of movements, excellent to rebalance the body, create strength in a way you may not have known existed prior to. It allows you to breathe deep, move well, put more life in the joints, and get more life out of your life. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.